We're giving away 100,000 Impossible Mr. Beast burgers. I had my friends try and guess which was the Impossible burger.
That's impossible?
They are plant-based, but can you tell the difference? Use code FREE on the Mr. Beast Burger app.
Hey everyone, and welcome to the Plant Stock channel. If we haven't met yet, my name is Jesse. And I just came from the gym. Now out walking here in my beautiful forest. You got that autumn sensation, right? Beautiful. Just when I was training at the gym, I was thinking, how is it possible to build muscle on a vegan diet? As we know, it is impossible, right? I mean, when I bench press, this is what I'm using. I kid you not. Or maybe I do. But since we are talking about Impossible, as you might know, Impossible are talking again about IPOing. And now the latest news is that they might be IPOing to a valuation of $7 billion. That's right, $7 billion, and raise up to 500 million. So that's what I thought we could talk about. But also some other interesting news is that Mr. Beast, the old famous Mr. Beast, and his 70 million followers, he actually seems to do some kind of collaboration with Impossible Foods, so we'll talk about that too. And as always, before we get to it, I would appreciate an early thumbs up to help spread the video to more people out there. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, make sure to do that. And don't forget that bell button. And this interesting news regarding Mr. Beast I got from my free Discord channel from Autumn. Thank you, Autumn. How fitting, considering. And if you want to be part of that great free Discord channel, take a look in the description. So again, back to the valuation and the presumably IPO of the Impossible Foods, right? And we should be aware of that there's been talk about this now for about 2 years. So it takes time, right? And it's always different valuations. I've seen numbers of $2 billion, I think $5 billion, and then it's been up to 10, and now it's back to $7 billion. So we actually don't know until they actually have a fixed date, because this is just a negotiation as we speak, right? So just keep that in mind. Now, if they actually do IPO at the valuation of 7 billion, what will I do? Well, most probably I wouldn't invest directly, because 7 billion, that is really expensive for that company, to my knowledge anyways. I mean, as far as I know, it's a great company, but we don't know anything about their revenues, right? Because it is still a private company. And 7 billion, if that's how they start out, then they would directly be more valued than Beyond Meat, which is the industry leader. I think they're about 6 billion at the moment. And that would be strange, right? Considering that most probably, the way I see it, I do believe Beyond Meat probably has double revenue than Impossible, right? So that would make Impossible extremely, extremely overvalued. And how do I figure that? Well, when it comes to retails, when it comes to stores and restaurants for Beyond Meat, they're about 120, 130,000 locations. And when it comes to Impossible, if we take a look at this screenshot from a recent interview when they actually started selling products in the Arab Emirates, it seems that they have their products at about 10,000 stores and 40,000 restaurants. Now, that's 50,000 together, but that's still more than double for Beyond Meat, right? So if they get a valuation that is, you know, more than Beyond Meat, yeah, that's gonna really push up their PS ratio. And don't forget, when it came to Oatly, right? Oatly had a valuation of about $10 billion, right? And also there, first it was talked that they were going to IPO at 2 billion, 5 billion, and then eventually 10 billion, right? And then when they open up, it wasn't actually 10 billion, it was 12 billion, because, you know, the rich people, the venture capitalists, the investment banks, they actually invested like the days before the IPO, so we weren't a part of that. So normally I would always recommend, obviously, then in such a situation, you know, be very careful and realize that it's going to fly up before you can even start investing. But again, guys, we truly don't know on how much you're going to IPO at, what kind of valuation, and when it's going to happen. It might be another half a year, depending on the situation. And we still don't know what kind of sales they have because they are a private company. In the long term, I'm sure they're going to do really well as well. I would say they're the second largest plant-based company out there, or brand-wise anyways, the second most recognized brand after Beyond Meat. So in that way, there's still ample room. The industry is very young, so I am sure you're going to do really well if you invest in it with time, or even if you invested in the beginning, you know, just be careful. Think long term, right? You're probably going to do really well, in my opinion. Remember, I'm not a financial advisor. Just keep that in mind, right? So now to the Mr. Beast news, right? If you take a look at this YouTube Shorts.
We're giving away 100,000 Impossible Mr. Beast burgers. I had my friends try and guess which was the Impossible burger.
That's impossible?
They are plant-based, but can you tell the difference? Use code FREE on the Mr. Beast Burger app.
So it definitely seems that Mr. Beast has some kind of collaboration with Impossible Foods, right? And this has so far gotten about 2.4 million views. And we know Mr. Beast, and this is from his YouTube Shorts channel, which only has about 10 million, right? But normally he has about 74 million on his Ordinary channel. So we know this is an influencer that has a wide reach. And what I feel about this collaboration with Impossible Food, or Impossible Foods collaboration with Mr. Beast, I actually think it's a stroke of genius, right? Because we know if there's anyone who impacts society today, or society people, culture today, it's influencers. And it's the big ones, right? And you don't really get bigger than Mr. Beast. So he's going to impact, of course, millions of people, and younger generations especially. And that's the kind of people who's probably going to eat more and more plant-based. So again, I think it's a stroke of genius. I think it's going to do really well for Impossible in that way. And it's not like this is the first time we see anything like this. Beyond Meat has their Beyond ambassadors, right? Their brand ambassadors. There's a lot of famous people, like Kim Kardashian, who's made a video about this, where I think she got a lot of views on that too, where she talks about Beyond Meat and that she uses their products. And we have Kevin Hart and several other famous celebrities and athletes. So nothing strange. That's what gives them attention, right? That's what makes them money in the long term, right? So I think this is smart. And when it comes to being the competition, well, we're going to talk about that in a video in the future that's coming out soon. But again, the industry is very young, so having more companies, you know, growing and contributing to the whole sector actually becoming larger is going to make money for these companies, right? So there's definitely definitely a space for more larger plant-based companies out there. Now, if you're wondering how big this sector could actually become, well, then take a look at this video here. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video and this stroll in my forest. Yes, that's how rich I am with my investments. I can afford my own forest. But if you enjoyed the video, make sure to smash up that like button, right? And if you want to keep getting more information regarding plant-based companies like Beyond Meat, Impossible Foods, Tattoo Chef, the Very Good Food Company, and Oatly, to name a few, then make sure to subscribe and don't forget the bell button. And again, if you want to be part of the free Discord channel, then make sure that you check out the Discord in the description. Again, it's free. Be part of it. It's a great community. And I hope to see you soon. And remember, don't forget, this was not financial advice. It's important to think about that. Do your own due diligence and invest safe. All right, guys, have an amazing Saturday and peace out.